Hey, y'all, welcome back to the Late Night Vision Show. This is episode number 280, and thanks for joining us again. My name is Jason Robertson. I am one of your co-hosts here and the owner of Outdoor Legacy, where we specialize in all kinds of night vision and thermal optic sales. As always, I've got my co-host, Mr. Hans, East Texas. What's going on tonight, Hans?
Well, I'm going to tell you, if you are a coyote hunter or if you're a hog hunter that likes to shoot coyotes on the side, kind of like me, this is the show for you. I'm going to tell you that the weather, Jason, as you know, is getting cooler. The coyotes are getting more curious. Went out this weekend and called a coyote in. So it's good, man. Life is good. We have gotten over the summer hump. But what we're going to be talking about today, for all you coyote hunters, this is your thermal fall preview. And it's for the guys that call up. We get many times that have a certain budget and they're trying to maximize that budget and get the best optics that they can. So we're going to be running down today. We're going to be talking about a $5,000 budget for thermal. Jason's going to get into what our thoughts are on whether you just need to get a $5,000 scope if you got a budget, or get a scope and a monocular, or what that we need to get that cleared up first, and then we're going to go into the options.
Yeah, I think that's the first thing. We get this question a lot, and when y'all call us at Outdoor Legacy, a lot of the times the question is, I've got, XYZ budget, whatever that is. Should I get a scope, or should I get a scope and a monocular? Some guys ask about getting just a monocular, and maybe they're going to try to use lights or something, or maybe a night vision scope, and that's another option. But most guys are wanting a thermal scope if it's in their budget, and they just don't know whether to try to break that into two optics or to one optic. This is a tricky situation. So our opinion is that two optics are better than one. So having a thermal scope and a thermal handheld is very, very, very valuable if you're going to hunt very much at all. Now, if this is something where you're going to throw the rifle up off the back porch, for 5 minutes and look around, it may not be as important. But if you're going to go out in the field and you're going to be calling, you're going to be walking around, you're going to the handheld is just invaluable. One thing we like to say is you will use your handheld 95% of the time and your scope 5% of the time. And there may be some nights when you're out there calling and you don't see anything. You may never turn your scope on. You may never look through it. So you could literally spend nights, or even if it's a bad week, a week out there, never look through your scope. So your monocular is very important. Now, this brings up all kinds of more questions of, should I get a high-end monocular that's better than my scope, or should they match, or should they? Well, that really comes down to a case-by-case basis. That's something we would want to talk to you about. Now, so we're going to bring this show to you as basically $5,000 budget. That's going to be your top end of your budget, and we're assuming you want to get two optics, a scope and a handheld. But what that does is that tops out, what you can spend on the scope, and it tops out what you can spend on the monocular. Because if you spend too much, then, you're going to be deficient somewhere else. And we've got some standards we're going to talk about here. I'll let Hans kind of get into that of what our criteria was besides just price on these optics. But I think that this is one thing I want to mention right here, guys, up front. You can listen to this show, and we're going to list out a bunch of different optics. And I don't want you to, hear all this and say, well, okay, great. I've got a big list here. What do I do with it? I don't know. We're going to talk about what, we like and what some of our customers tell us they like about, the different optics. But we know when you get through with this list, you may number it down and you may say, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. Ooh, I want this on my list. This is on my wish list here, but I still don't know enough about it to make the choice. And we understand that. And that's where we come back into this. We are absolutely more than happy to help you with this. We would love to have your business at Outdoor Legacy. For those that don't know, that's what Hans and I do. Hans, myself, our other salesman, Ashley, we sell thermal and night vision optics for a living. That's what we do. So we're here to help you figure this out. Today, this is a way to help you narrow it down, kind of give you some ideas of what you might want. And you can call us, and you don't have to say, hey, I want this one, or this one. You don't have to do that. You may say, hey, I know I don't want this, or these are some features that I really need, or some things that I don't want. But when you get ready to number this down, you call us, and we will be more than happy to help you figure out which one is best for you, and then help you with the purchase when you're ready. So I'm gonna give Hans the mic back, but I want to say one more, one or two more quick things. One, if you want to see a little more about these optics before you call us, you can go to the website Outdoor Legacy. That's Legacy, Outdoor Legacy Gear. GEAR.com, outdoorlegacygear.com. You can search any of these optics and you will find them there on the website. You can just go to Monoculars, or you can go to Scopes. You can sort by price. So it's very easy to find these if you want to look at them a little bit more there on the website. And the very last thing I'm going to say is that there may be an optic that you're interested in that is not on this list. Maybe it's an optic you've already got and you're a coyote hunter and you go, well, it's not on this list. What's going on? We've got to condense this, and we've got some criteria of where we put this. This is our general suggestions. We might talk to you, get you on the phone. You may tell us what you're doing and some of the conditions that you're in, maybe a couple of the features you've got to have, or a requirement, or the distances, or terrain, whatever it is. And we may go, ooh, glad you called. You need something that's not on this list. Maybe it's a little bit outside of this criteria, but it fits your situation. And at the end of the day, you've got to remember, these optics are tools. You need the right tool for the job. And when somebody says something like, what's the best thermal scope for X, Y, best for who? Best for you, best for me, best for, you got to have the right tool. You want a framing hammer if you're building a house. You want a different hammer if you are busting out concrete sidewalks. You want a different hammer if you're building cabinets. You need to find out what you're doing, and we can help you figure out which one of these hammers is right for you.
Wow. Awesome. Good analogy, Jason. I don't know how you shoehorned a hammer discussion in here, but it worked.
Hey, it worked. You know what? Whatever it takes.
It worked. So let's talk about, and Jason's right, we're going to be talking about and running down these optics, and these are ones that we would say, hey, you want to go coyote hunting? These are one of the options that we're going to be choosing ourselves. But before I talk about monoculars, and you're right about that as well, 2 tools, 2 optics are better than one. There's so many people. How many times have we heard it, Jason, where somebody calls in and says, I've been scanning with my rifle scope for 6 months. I can't do it anymore. I just can't. I got to get a monocular. So we're going to be starting with the choices of monoculars, but I want to let you know, this list in 6 months is going to change. So if you're watching this, we're recording this towards the beginning of September 2023, just before really coyote season starts out. If you're watching this anytime later than that, I mean, it's going to change. So the important thing is, again, always to give us a call if you have a question. You can talk to me. You can talk to Jason, talk to Ashley, and we can go through this. But let's jump
I want to say, hey, Hans, I'll say one more quick thing too here. There are some guys, and I just need to mention this. There's some guys that say, well, I don't want to limit my scope to get this monocular. I want 2 optics, but I don't want to do this. So there is a little bit of a wiggle room here. And maybe what that is you say, I'm going to buy, I believe you that I need a monocular, and I'm going to get one, but give me 6 months and I'll save some money back up. Or, if I can get through this season with just a scope, next season I'll get the monocular. That's a different case. That's a different scenario. We would say, still call us. We'll help you figure out which one is right for you. But I just want to make the point of, I know there's some guys that are going to hear this and they're going to say, I've been looking at a way different scope because I've got a $5,000 budget. We would say you're better off getting 2 optics unless you have a reasonable time frame of when you can get that monocular. What we don't want you to make the mistake of, I think we kind of glossed over this in the beginning. What we don't want you to make the mistake of, when we see it a lot, is I got $5,000. I want a 5,000, and I'm using 5,000. Maybe it's 4,000, whatever. I want every single bit of that money to go to the scope. I'll worry about the handheld later. You get the scope and you go, oh my gosh, I need a handheld. Here's the problem. I ain't got any money left, or all I got is, $800. What can I get? Nothing that you're going to use with a $5,000 scope. So anyway, I just wanted to say there are some exceptions. If you know that shortly down the road you're going to be able to save back up and budget for a monocular, then we would have it maybe a different list. But this is for the guy that says, this is it for now, guys. This is what I got to spend. This is what I've been given permission to spend, and I need to do it wisely one time.
Yeah. So let's run through the monocular options, Jason, and we can kind of group this by model and we can discuss after we go through it. But we came up with two criteria, and I think I can probably add another criteria in there that we might have missed. The first one is for the general coyote hunter, and what we would recommend when somebody calls in and says that they're looking for a monocular as a coyote hunter is that it's going to be at least a 2-power base magnification. That's going to be more ideal. The benefit of that, a wide field of view, but still enough magnification to make a good ID on a coyote 200 to 300 yards away with a 384 resolution optic. The other thing is to meet the arbitrary budget that we set today, which was $5,000. The monocular has to be budgeted under $2,500 or $2,500 is what it's got to be under. Also, Jason, I guess the other criteria is we would definitely recommend at least a 384 resolution optic.
Yeah, we would never recommend an under a 384 resolution optic for a coyote hunter in a handheld or in a scope. Yeah. Just to build off what Hans is saying here, the same thing. These optics in the scopes are all going to be 384 resolution, and we're going to set this same number here of $3,500 is a maximum, because we believe that you can't go over 35 and still get necessarily a good monocular. So anyway, it's weird. We're having to play with these numbers here, but 3,500 is where it's going to be on the scope. They're all going to be at least a 3-power base magnification. That's what they're almost all going to be. It's 3-power. There's a couple 4 powers mixed in, and they'll all be a 384 again because of that. And I know, because I did it when Hans and I were looking at the list. You go, wait a minute, there's a 640 here that's 3,500. Yeah, but it's not 3-power. So you see, we're having to mix a few requirements here. So
it's
Hans,
the same.
go ahead.
It's the same thing that we would do on our best of shows. Every year we do a best of show, and we do it geared towards coyote hunters and hog hunters, and we have certain criteria that we categorize, and you almost have to these days just because there's so many different prices and different magnification and resolution levels. So getting back, so the monoculars, $2,500 budget, at least 2-power, 384 resolution. The first models that we have are actually models that are on sale right now. This is a limited sale, so you may be watching, it may not be on sale anymore. But the AGM Taipans, there's 2 different models. There's the TM19, which is a 2 to 16 power. And then you got the Taipan TM25. Both of these are 384 resolution, but the TM25 is a 2.5 to 20 power. What we like about these, and what a lot of people that purchase these, first of all, Jason, I would have to say is the price. These are a lot more budget friendly than I would say pretty much anything else on this list besides one. So the price of these, the fact that it does have a lot of great features with the rechargeable batteries. Now it's a built-in rechargeable battery, but rechargeable batteries, these are both dual focus, so objective lens focus and eyepiece diopter focus. Good picture image, budget friendly. I think the Taipans have been wildly popular for a number of years now, and very reliable. I mean, this is something that you and I know that with these, and with the special that they have going on right now, we know that when people call up and there's like, man, I got to get something as least expensive but good quality as I can get, Taipans always come up in that conversation. Right now, the TM19 is on sale for $1,395, so just under $1,400. The TM25 is on sale for just under $1,600. So good deals on those, man. That's a heck of
Yeah,
a
it
deal
is.
on that, considering that the TM19 was just under $1,600 not that long ago.
Yep.
Moving on, you want to add anything about the Taipans, about your likes
No,
or
I
what people
don't.
are
I'm
asking?
not sure how we're going to get through both these lists, so I'm going to try to keep
Uh,
quiet because I know I talked a bunch in the beginning. So I'm
yeah.
going to let you go. We're running short already.
Let's talk about the Axions. There's three different Axion models. You got the Axion XM30F, which is a 3 to 12 power. The price on that's just under $1,500. You got the Axion 2 XQ35 Pro at just under 2,000. That's $19.99. That's a two power to 8 power, and then that version with a laser rangefinder, which is the Axion 2 XQ35 LRF. That one is $24.99. Again, that's a 2 to 8 power. What people love about the Pulsars, the Axions, especially that the XM30F, that you can get that for just under $1,500. The price on that's what they like. But the XQ35 Pro, removable rechargeable battery, is a Pulsar, easy to use, great picture quality, great build quality. And with the laser rangefinder model, you're getting,
Hmm.
if you feel like you need a laser rangefinder, which a lot of coyote hunters do, to be able to get a good quality monocular with a built-in laser rangefinder for under $2,500, that's a heck of a deal. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm just glancing. That is the only, yeah, that is the only monocular on the list that has a built-in laser rangefinder
That's right.
and within our budget. So that's fantastic. We got the AGM Sidewinders. These are the newest on the list, I would say.
Hmm.
You got the Sidewinder TM25-384 that comes in at a price of $1,995. That's a 2 to 16 power. And then you got the AGM Sidewinder TM35-384. Price on that's $21.95, and that's a 3 to 24 power. So a little bit of a difference in magnification levels there. But man, the Sidewinders are the newest on the scene, but wildly popular. Removable 18650 battery, great warranty, great picture image, all the video recording. I mean, everything. It's a great package. Great, but at the end of the day, picture image is everything, and it's got fantastic picture image
Hmm.
and a good deal, a good price for those two optics. Um, Rounding it out, we've got the I'm just running through my list. You got the iRay cabins. So you've got the infrared outdoor cabin CBL 19384. That is a 2 to 8 power monocular, and that's $1,800. And then you've got the infrared outdoor cabin CBL 25-384. That's just under $2,100. Again, that's a two. It's a two and a half. Yeah, two and a half
It's a 2.5.
to 10 power optics. So the iRays, what people love about the iRays and what we love about it, their warranty. We love the size of it. It has a fancy flashlight on the front. Jason's got the LED flashlight
It
that
does.
never thought we needed, but now how can you live without it?
That's right.
With the LED flashlight on the front, Wi-Fi to an infrared outdoor app. Great picture image. I think the main thing is the size. Like the Pulsar Axions, it's something that you can slip into your pocket. It's the size of a laser rangefinder. And all of these, y'all, and all the optics that we talk about, I know we're flashing images up on the screen of what they look like and on the website. But you can also go to the link of this YouTube video and click on it and go right to the optic as well. So make sure if you want to do some more investigating, go and check those out. But those are that rounds out the list of monoculars.
So
So yeah,
the only thing I'm going to say there is, guys, we've got a list that starts down here at $1,395, $1,400, and goes up to $2,500, and there's a whole lot in between sandwiched in there. So there's a lot of differences. I mean, again, you may like the idea of the Taipans, the very small, very lightweight, compact, the internal battery. You're not fighting batteries, whether they be, removable. What you just if you want to plug the thing in and charge it, you can do it that way. You can run it off an external battery if you need to, and the price is right. And so they're very popular for that reason. Now, again, you may say, I don't want that. Well, okay, that's fine. You're going to spend a little more money here, depending on, image quality you're looking for. You can get something like one of the Axions, or you can get one of the cabins and get a fully removable battery. That is a proprietary battery to Pulsar and to Infrared, and so you'll have to buy their batteries and put them in there. Some people say, well, wait a minute, I don't want a proprietary battery. Well, that's where I think the Sidewinders come in. They're the only option on the market, and they're the first we've seen of 18650 generic, fully removable, rechargeable batteries. You can pull that out, and again, they do come with a couple 18650s, but you can use your own. You can go buy some more wherever. So there's a lot of options. Again, we've got laser rangefinders, no laser rangefinders, higher magnification, lower magnification. I think it's a great list. And it's really nice to have that many affordable monoculars, because a few years ago, the list did not look like that.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
and the same thing here, where I'm going to go in and start talking about the scopes. To have this many scopes to say that would be good for coyote hunters and be under $3,500 is crazy. I mean, it is absolutely nuts. So I'm going to get into this list. So again, our requirements are going to be a 3-power minimum base magnification. We just think you need a little more magnification for most guys that are hunting coyotes. If you're doing a lot of shooting over 75 yards, you're going to probably want a 3-power optic. And then again, we said it's going to be 384 just because none of the 640s are going to fit the budget and the magnification. And so here we go. I'm going to start off. There's going to be 2 AGM adders on this list. We've got the TS35 384. That is a 3-power optic, and it's $2,500. And we have the adder TS50 384, and it's $2,995. That's basically $3,000, and it's a 4-power. So those two optics, these look like traditional daytime optics, 30 millimeter tube. This is very interesting. This is the first time we've ever seen anything like this. Thank you, AGM. We have a 3-power optic for $2,500. We have a 4-power optic for $3,000. Guys, that's unheard of. The next 4-power optic from another manufacturer is going to be $4,000. Okay, AGM's got another one in here we're going to talk about, but that's what I'm getting at. You can literally get a 4-power, a longer range optic for $3,000. Whereas, again, I'm just going to say it again, 4,000 is the next competitor from a different brand. That's a big difference for the guys who need or want that high magnification. Moving on,
and a great
optic. Oh yeah, and a
optic.
great optic.
I mean,
fantastic.
It doesn't. Yeah, you don't feel like you're getting something cheap, but
full featured. Featured, great battery life. Everything you can want in an optic is right there. Hey, another thing, I'm going to mention this. The adders come with a $250 American Defense manufacturing Recon quick detach mount. This is the mount that we use, that we sell, that we recommend. I don't want to brag, but I think we might have had a little something to do with this when AGM was calling us and we're like, hey guys, we know y'all sell those mounts, and we're sorry, we're going to probably take some sales from you, but we're going to give those things away with these. Exactly. So yeah, with that said, it's that's makes the value for the dollar go really high right there. Moving on, we've got another couple AGMs here in the mix. We've got the varmints. The varmints are a totally different body style for AGM. They're much more compact. The length is smaller. They have both the varmints, any of the varmints have laser rangefinders built into the unit. Also, they use a fully removable, rechargeable 18650 battery. We just talked about those with the Sidewinders. The varmints use those as well. So we've got the varmint TS35 384. That's $2,995. And we have the varmint TS50 384. And that is $3,500. Those two units, just like the adders, are 3-power and 4-power. So 3,000 3-power, 3,500 4-power. Again, it's a lot of magnification for the dollar, plus a laser rangefinder. Those are the only optics in this list with a laser rangefinder. So if that's something that's important to you, hey, I know I want a laser rangefinder in my scope, those are going to be the two optics that you're going to want to narrow this down to. Again, great full featured, just those are going to be high on this list when people start really digging into it, I know. Moving on here quickly, we've got the Infrared Rico GL35. That's Infrared Outdoor by iRay USA here in the US. GL35. This is a compact scope. It runs off of two batteries. One is internal and non-removable, and one is removable. It's a removable, rechargeable battery, proprietary. It's actually the same batteries that their iRay cabins use. That unit is a 3-power, and it's $29.99, right at $3,000. Again, full featured, everything you could want in it. Very, very good optic. They've also got the there's three optics. I'm gonna go with all these infrareds. We've got the Infrared Outdoor Bolt TL35 version 2. That's a 3-power unit, and it's $3,300. That is like the Adder. It is a 30 millimeter tube, looks like a daytime scope. Hans and I just reviewed this last week on episode 279 of the Late Night Vision Show. So if you're interested, go back to 279. You can see our full review of the Bolt TL35 V2. Again, it's a 3-power, $3,300, and that's going to be for the guy. Well, I'm going to say this. It's not just for a guy who's going to run it on a bolt gun, but if you are going to be on a bolt gun, you're definitely going to want to look at something like the Bolt or the Adders or one of these Thermions, because you're getting that 30 millimeter daytime design. So that's the nice thing about this list is we've got something for bolt guys, something for AR guys, and if you're on an AR, you can shoot it all. So that's even that's even better. Sorry, I'm trying to get a drink. So I have so much to say. I know. All right. Going on down here. Oh, by the way, the Bolt has a internal non-removable rechargeable battery, as well as a removable 18500, which is a generic battery you can use. Also, we've got battery extenders for the Bolts, and it makes the little battery compartment a little bit longer, and it allows you to use a fully removable 18650. So again, if that's something that's important to you, that is going to be an option. The last iRay on the list is the iRay USA Bravo. This scope was designed by iRay USA, only available here in the US. It's the Bravo 384. And that unit is $3,500, 3-power base magnification. It uses 2 removable disposable CR123A batteries, and it is the coolest looking unit on this list. It is a sniper gray. Yeah. It is a very, very cool design, very small, very compact. It also comes with a $200 American Defense Manufacturing quick detach mount pre-installed on the bottom. Just a great, great little optic for the money there. All right. So let me see what I'll go back here. All right. Bearing Optics. Bearing has got the Super Hogster A3. That is $3,195, $3,200, and it is a 3-power base magnification. And like the Bravo, 2 fully removable CR123A disposable lithium batteries. Again, small, compact, very nice image quality. It's a good optic. It does come with, for $3,200, it does come with a QD mount, but it is just a generic OEM branded mount. So if you want the American Defense, you go onto the Bravo there for a couple $100 more. All right, rounding out the list. Pulsar sneaks one in here. Pulsar has got several optics that are in this price range, but they only have one that's a 3-power. They've got a lot of 2 and 2.5 power optics that get in this price range. But we said we're going to set this, magnification level at 3. And so that, ruled out a lot of these Pulsar scopes. But you do have the very, very popular Pulsar Thermion 2 XQ50 Pro 3-power base magnification for $3,500. Guys, this is, again, a daytime style scope, 30 millimeter tube. It has a non-removable but rechargeable battery, just like the adder and just like the bolt. But it also has a fully removable, rechargeable Pulsar proprietary battery. Very long battery life on this optic. Very good image quality, full featured. There's some real pros to this. I think one of the big things that I'm going to give the Pulsar, it is the most expensive. Well, I say that. I mean, I guess we've got the Varmint and the Bravo. It fits right in there with them at 3,500. So it's one of the most expensive. One thing I think, if I've got to give this Thermion anything, is I'm going to say that it's probably going to perform the best in really bad conditions, poor, high humidity, rain, wet conditions. This new Pro sensor they've got in here, it's fantastic. So really, really like this Thermion. Again, I'm going to just say this quickly. You know, if you're going to shoot a bolt action rifle, you're probably going to want to go with one of these 30 millimeter tube traditional daytime scope designs. You can get the best eye relief. It makes the most sense for that kind of rifle. What I don't want you to do is think that if you're shooting an AR, you can't shoot one of those. Oh, well, that's just for bolt gun guys. Also, this is a big myth and this is a personal preference, but a lot of guys say, well, I'm shooting a short barrel rifle and, I can't put this big, long daytime scope on there. Hans and I are shooting 12-inch SBRs with these 30 millimeter scopes on there, and I think it looks fantastic personally. I mean, I had a guy on the phone the other day, and he just went on and on about he had a 14-inch rifle, and he said, I would never put one of these scopes. It would look stupid. I can't imagine anybody would ever. And I just sat there and smiled. I was thinking, well, all my rifles must look stupid. But I knew he wasn't insulting me because he didn't know. But I think they look great. So just don't fall into that trap of thinking, well, if I get one of these, then it's only for a bolt gun. No, they definitely, it's a good thing about the AR. You can go any way you want. Hans, what did I leave off?
Yeah, no, you did good. So you look at these, and we talked about this before the show. The combinations are endless. I mean, swapping this scope and this binocular. So I think you need to decide, and that goes with speaking with somebody that has some experience. But do I want a little bit nicer scope? Do I want a nicer monocular? If your hard budget is $5,000, just looking at this, if you go with if you have a hard stop at $5,000 and you say, you know what, I love the Pulsar XQ50, that's what I want, it's $3,500, then just simple math, we're going to have to be looking at the monoculars that are in that $1,500 and under price range. So that's what we listed. Now I know you got to see what these optics look like. We're showing images. If you're listening on the audio only versions and you want to see what it looks like, we can do that. But give us a call, 877-350-1818. If you're getting into coyote hunting, you need to figure out what's right for you. We definitely want to help you. And this isn't the roadmap, I would say, or maybe it is the roadmap, but maybe this is something that helps limit your search, because a lot of time, and I'll let you get into it, but a lot of people will call and say, I don't even know where to start. Well, I'll tell you what, if you're a coyote hunter, these monoculars and these scopes, it's a great place to start.
Well, I think it's a great place to start. Again, as I said in the beginning, you may pick something. We may help you pick something that's not on this list, depending on your exact situation. But as it is a very good place to start. Hans and I struggled with this when we started this show. We were laying it out on paper. There's a lot of optics. We don't want to just give somebody a big list that they don't know what to do with. If you don't want to do anything with it, that's no problem. Call us. I promise you, we can do this on the phone, one-on-one with you very quickly. Much quicker than going over all these, because we're not going to talk about every single optic. We're going to ask you specific questions that we know to ask. And we're going to get a feel for what you're doing, the kind of rifle that you're using, the terrain, all these things. And then we're going to go from there and start numbering down and making recommendations. But what I want this to do, hopefully, is give you some ideas. And a lot of people go, well, wait, I'm new to this. So you're telling me there's internal non-removable batteries. There's fully removable proprietary batteries. There's fully removable generic batteries. Hey, one of these appeals to me, or maybe I don't care at all. Laser rangefinders, man, I want a laser rangefinder in my handheld, or ooh, I definitely want a laser rangefinder in the scope. It kind of gives you an idea of maybe where you can narrow this down. But again, guys, I don't want you to spend an hour and a half, 2 hours a day digging through each of these optics, trying to figure out for yourself, because again, you might tell Hans or Ashley or myself one little tidbit of info and we go, ooh, wrong scope for you. And here's why. This is where you need to be looking at. So that's just, I don't want you to be overwhelmed by this, but like Hans said, I hope it's a good way to kind of, even though it's a big list, it narrows it down a little bit for you.
So if you want to know what our favorites are in this price range and in this category, stay tuned for our best of series that's going to be starting sometime later in the fall. But we do our best thermal scope options, our best thermal monoculars, and these are our personal favorites. And we give an award, and we've done this for several years now, but you can check that out here coming up soon. But if you want to see one of our past episodes, you can find all of them, thelatenightVisionShow.com. You can go on there. Obviously on YouTube, you can find all of our past episodes as well. If you're trying to find our company website, outdoorlegacygear.com. Our phone number is 877-350-1818. And then you can find us on the socials. You can find Jason at Outdoor Legacy on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Ashley Rowe, you can find him on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Rowe_ETX, ROWE_ETX. And then me, you can find on YouTube, Hans ETX, HANS ETX. I just released yesterday a hunting video of the Bolt TH50C version 2. So this one is just all the hunts, and I got a quick review coming up this week as well. And then on Instagram and Facebook, Hans ETX, you'll be able to find us. Give us a follow, give us a thumbs up. We appreciate you definitely watching.
Guys, we really do appreciate this. Like I said, I hope it's somewhat helpful. We don't expect you to make all your own decisions on this because you still can be overwhelmed. That is what we're here for. We are very, very, very happy to help you. We would love to have your business and your support. Hans has told you how to get a hold of us. So definitely do that if you're interested. But between now and next week, because next week we're going to have another great show. I'm just going to tell you guys, we got a few scopes we're waiting on, a few optics for be some big reviews for this year. We're waiting, and these aren't anything secret. You know about them, the Pulsar Telos handheld, some of these optics that are so close to coming. We are ready to get them, and we may even have some demos before this show goes live. So guys, stay tuned to the Late Night Vision Show for all the latest breaking news in this industry. Between now and next week, y'all stay safe in the fields and keep making those bacon pancakes.